So after lunch, we drove down to Crown Hill Cemetery, the last and final resting place of three vice presidents, one president, and Augustus Waters. We drove up the hill and parked. Cars roared by behind us on 38th Street. It was easy to find his grave. It was the newest. The earth was still mounded above his coffin. No headstone yet. I didn't feel like he was there or anything. But I still took one of Mom's dumb little French flags and stuck it in the grave at the foot of his grave. Maybe passersby would think he was a member of the French Foreign Legion or some heroic mercenary. Levi finally rocked back just after 6 p.m. while I was on the couch watching both TV and videos on my laptop. I saw immediately there were 4 attachments to the email, and I wanted to open them first, but I resisted temptation and read the email. Dear Hazel, Peter was very intoxicated when we arrived at his house this morning, but this made our job somewhat easier. Bass, my boyfriend, distracted him while I searched through the garbage bag Peter keeps with the fan mail in it. But then I realized that Augustus knew Peter's address. There was a large pile of mail on his dining room table, where I found the letter very quickly. I opened it and saw that it was addressed to Peter, so I asked him to read it. He refused. At this point, I became very angry. Hazel, but I did not yell at him. Instead, I told him that he owed it to his dead daughter to read this letter from a dead boy. And I gave him the letter, and he read the entire thing and said, I quote him directly. Send it to the girl and tell her I have nothing to add. I have not read the letter, although my eyes did fall on some phrases while scanning the pages. I have attached them here, and then we'll mail them to you at your home. Your address is the same. May God bless you. May God bless and keep you, Hazel. Your friend, Levi Villagenhart. I clicked open the 4 attachments. His handwriting was messy, slanting across the page, the size of the letters varying, the color of the pen changing. He'd written it over many days in varying degrees of consciousness. Van Houten. I'm a good person but a shitty writer. You're a shitty person but a good writer. We'd make a good team. I don't want to ask you any favors, but if you have time, and from what I saw, you have plenty, I was wondering if you could write a eulogy for Hazel. I've got notes and everything, but if you could just make it into a coherent whole or whatever, or even just tell me what I should say differently. Here's the thing about Hazel. Almost everyone is obsessed with leaving a mark upon the world, bequeathing a legacy, outlasting death. We all want to be remembered. I do too. That's what bothers me most. Is being another unremembered casualty in the ancient and inglorious war against disease. I want to leave a mark, but Van Houten, the marks humans leave are too often scars. You build a hideous minimal or start a coup or try to become a rock star and you think, they'll remember me now. But A, they don't remember you, and B, all you leave behind are more scars. Your coup becomes a dictatorship. Your minimal becomes a lesion. Okay, maybe I'm not such a shitty writer, but I can't pull my ideas together. Van Houten, my thoughts are stars. I can't faith them in the constellations. We are like a bunch of dogs squirting on fire hydrants. We poison the groundwater with our toxic piss, marking everything mine in a ridiculous attempt to survive our deaths. I can't stop pissing on fire hydrants. I know it's silly and useless, epically useless in my current state, but I am an animal like any other. Hazel is different. She walks lightly. Old man. She walks lightly upon the earth. Hazel knows the truth. We are as likely to hurt the universe as we are to help it, and we're not likely to do either. People would say it's sad that she leaves the leather scar, that fear remember her, that she was loved deeply but not widely. But it's not sad, Van Houten. It's triumphant. Triumphant. It's heroic. Isn't that the real heroism? Like the doctor says. Like the doctors say. First, do no harm. The real heroes, anyway, aren't the people doing things. The real heroes are the people noticing things, paying attention. The guy who invented the smallpox vaccine didn't actually invent anything. He just noticed that people with cowpox didn't get smallpox. After my PET scan lit up, I snuck into the ICU and saw her while she was unconscious. I just walked in behind the nurse with a badge, and I got to sit next to her for like 10 minutes before I got caught. I really thought she was gonna die before I could tell her that I was gonna die too. It was brutal. The incessant, mechanized haranguing of intensive care. She had this dark cancer water dripping out of her chest, eyes closed, intubated, but her hand was still her hand, still warm, and the nails painted this almost black dark blue, and I just held her hand and tried to imagine the world without us, and for about 1 second I was a good enough person to hope she died, so she would never know that I was going to. But then I wanted more time so we could fall in love. I got my wish, I suppose. I left my scar. A nurse guy came in and told me I had to leave. The visitors weren't allowed. And I asked if she was doing okay, and the guy said she was still taking on water. A desert blessing, an ocean curse. What else? She is so beautiful. You don't get tired of looking at her. You never worry if she is smarter than you. You know she is. She is funny without ever being mean. I love her. I am so lucky to love her. Van Houten. You don't get to choose if you get hurt in this world, old man. But you do have some say in who hurts you. I like my choices. I hope she likes hers. I do. Augustus, I do.